Hi there. Yesterday I created a video response about talking about semantics and more specifically about the use or the appropriateness of the word nigger. And I've received a few comments, really interesting comments. I really appreciate this feedback. And there was something that was when I read these comments, I thought about something that I wanted to add or talk about in the video, and I forgot. And so I thought it was a good idea to make just like a second part of the video today. First of all, I will try to make the whole video in English. I can promise. It's hard for me to tackle this kind of sensitive topics in English because even though I feel more or less fluent, I consider I don't master the language to the point of having 100% control of what I'm saying. I mean the words, the use of the words I'm using, or the degrees, or these kind of things. It's more or less the same with what I commented yesterday about the use of this word, like nigger. I know that this this is a negative word, but I don't have your history and your background, so I really don't know to what extent it may be offensive. I mean, I can imagine, but it's not the same. So what I wanted to add is that I always say that, or I always believe that words by themselves are not negative. Words don't have any negative meaning by themselves. It's the people or societies that give words a positive or negative meaning. For example, an example of that was, I used that example when I was talking about the word black, referring to black people, African American people. So for me, black does not have any negative meaning. It's just a color, and it's used to refer people who have dark skin, or whatever you want to say. The same way I'm called a white person because of the black color, white color. So I think it's not offensive. If someone gets offended by the use of the word black, I mean, I don't know, of course it can be, but for me it has nothing offensive, this word. I don't give any negative meaning to this word. But it is also true that some words may have, or have indeed, a negative meaning by themselves, or maybe because it's a general feeling or a general meaning that society has given to those words. So the word itself has a negative meaning. I think it's more or less the case of nigger. I really don't know the origin of the word, but I was thinking, for example, in a similar word in Spanish, which would be negrata, for example. From negro, black, negrata. You may not find it in a dictionary, but I think it's more or less a translation for nigger. I will say negrata is a word that it's negative. I mean, it's an offensive way to call black people, and I'm not sure I don't have any. I haven't done any research, but I would say that 99.5 or 99.9% of the population will consider this word offensive, because it's not a color such as black. It comes from the black word, but it's used in a really offensive way. So it is true that some words have this negative meaning really linked to them. So the use of those words implies, even though you're using it in a funny way, in a friendly environment, and you're not a racist, and you're not using it in its literal meaning, the use of these words I understand that may offend some people or a lot of people. So yes, for example, it's a word that I've never used and I will never use in Spanish, for example, when referring to a black person, because I understand that they may get offended, even if I'm not mean to be offending, offensive, you know. But anyway, as some of you have highlighted, there's a lot of history behind all this. So I understand that some people, or a lot of people, or most of the people, may get offended by the use of these kind of words, and it's not a big deal to just try to avoid them or just avoid them. Languages are rich in vocabulary. There's a lot of ways to name something. So it's just easier to pick another word with which you feel more comfortable, and that it doesn't hurt anyone. So I did it in English. So well, I hope you understand my point, even if it's in English. And well, just thanks for watching, thanks for commenting on my videos. I really appreciate your comments, and that's it. See you next time.